Hi, I want to just say a few things. I'm going to try to keep this brief, but I kind of want to give you a little bit of a introduction to what you're going to be reading here. Um, First, I want to say that this is it's a chapter from a book, and I'll be giving you the publication information that you will need. The name of the book is Amusing Ourselves to Death. And the author, Neil Postman, wrote it in 1985. And, if I could find anything more substantial or better to use that were more up to date, I would do it. But I will tell you, this is still one of the most important things that I've read. And I want you to know that. So, you will have clicked, hopefully you'll go next to the PDF when you're done watching this, and you'll click and it'll download probably automatically for you. The first thing I want to say is that you should, and I want you to think about this maybe for other PDFs that might be there, you should strongly consider printing this out. Extensive research has shown that we humans read differently when we are reading on a printed page than when we are reading something on a screen. When we read on a screen, we scan, and there's some real danger with that when you're trying to understand something that is complex, that has long, complicated sentences that you really need to grasp the whole. So I would encourage you to find a way to print this out. Then I just wanted to kind of give you a couple of things. The title of this chapter was Now This. And there is that ... in between them, because what he is referring to is a television habit. And I guess I just have to assume that some of you may not be in the habit of watching much television news. And if you do, it may not be national news. You're going to be definitely needing to watch some of that. But what will happen is that the words "now this" are used to end the discussion, to stop the discussion of one news event and to transition to the discussion of something coming up next, right? Which can be totally different, right? It could be they're talking about a murder, and then they're going to talk about someone who has pet goats down the road, right? Especially if it's local news. So it's a set of words that are designed to jar us to say, okay, stop thinking about this. We're going to move on now. And Postman makes a lot of points about that, which you're going to have the chance to read. But one of the things he says is that it fragments it, right? Okay, we're done thinking about, that scandal, right? Don't think about that anymore. Right now, we're going to go think about this other topic, which is a very strange message to send. And he also, I want you to really be thinking about the point he makes about how television works in the world of images rather than the world of printed text of words, right? Very different world. And also he talks a lot about the role of music and the role of even the way that the announcers are expected to be like easy for us to look at, whatever that means, okay? He talks about the presence of advertising. He says at one point, if I were writing this chapter and all of a sudden I had a few words on behalf of, Bayer Aspirin, you would think that really strange. And then if I did it again, you would think, okay, this is not serious. How is it that we put up with that in television news? That's a really interesting question. So he's asking, what do you think about the role of music? Just listen to the kind of music that leads into the news, right? The presence of ads, the way that everything is expected to be, bite size, right? Small segments, and we're done. So that's just sort of, I wanted just to say a few things. I want to tell you, you're going to have to read this at least twice. This is some thick reading. It's dense. It's great stuff. It's going to lay a foundation for you that you're going to super appreciate as you work on your topic this quarter. Again, this is one of probably the more important thinkers of, well, the last century. I can't believe how much he could see into the future, as it were. You're going to be writing an essay on this essay, and I won't give you that topic right now, but I will tell you one thing. I want you to sit up and pay very close attention when he begins to talk about something called disinformation. Disinformation is different than misinformation. So when you need to understand how is it different, right? Okay, I've talked probably longer than I wanted to, just to give you a little prep talk into this very important reading. Okay,